Good evening once again, and welcome back to our nightcap or night encounter here, where we will see the Vivian Vanterpool Primary School boys coming up against the Morris Vanterpool boys here this afternoon, as the match is just about to get ready to start here on this beautiful evening under the lights at the Raymond E. Gishard Technical Center here. This evening, we are just awaiting for the other team, that is, and the Vivian Vanterpool is already out at center circle, and the three officials are there as well, as we wait for the other team here. And here we would see we have two encounters playing here this afternoon: the Road Primary School, the Adrian T. Hazel Primary, who are playing against the Aurelia Kelly Primary, and just seeing the Adrian T. Hazel there getting away from a glorious chance there with the player going through, but just shooting that ball wide, as we see the Morris Vanterpool Primary School coming in on just to join their counterparts here that they are going to be doing battle against here this afternoon. So it's evening now, and you can see the lights is just up and out, and we bringing it. We're happy so that we can bring it to you live and lively here this afternoon. The officials are just sharing out some instructions, and we are going to just get on the way. So it's live football action here at the Raymond E. Gishard Stadium, where the Vivian Vanterpool Primary School will be coming up against Morris Vanterpool. And here we see the players are shaking hands, and they've been given the necessary instructions and all the information that they would need. And the teams are taking their positions and their place now. We are Morris Vanterpool there in the black and red, kicking from east to west, and we see the Vivian Vanterpool there in the green and white jerseys with black shorts, and they are heading up to the east as they defend the western end of the goal here this afternoon. So it's going to be a ding-dong battle here this afternoon, this evening in this nightcap, with the Morris Vanterpool Primary School doing battle against the Vivian Vanterpool School. And here we see the ball is with Vivian, picked up there by Morris, as the Vivian number 3 player squares it wide, and the player trying to get around the defender there, but only succeeding by putting the ball into touch from Morris. Here is Morris coming down the left. Morris coming down the left. Morris coming down the left. Intercepted there by the defender there for Vivian. And here we see number 5 clearing the ball up as far as number 8, who squares it further forward. Picked up there by the defender there, or clears as far as center circle to Vivian. And here we see Morris coming away with it as he boots the ball upfield. He square pass to the left, and here you see the player being forced off of it by number 7 there for Vivian, forced off of that there, and he's coming away with it again, loses out there to the number 7 defender there for Vivian, who plays it center circle. And here we see the player they're trying to push further wide, but only pushing it to the defender there, who boots it upfield. And here we see the player running across. Number 7 picks up the defensive third for Vivian, and the ball being put in the touch for a throw-in for Vivian Vanterpool. So it's Morris Vanterpool against Vivian here this afternoon in this night encounter. It's primary school football here, and really looking forward to a wonderful match here this afternoon. So about 2 minutes into the first half, and here we see an infringement on behalf of the Morris, and a free kick to be taken. Yes, here we see the free kick be taken over, and ball rolls into touch for a goal kick there for Vivian Vanterpool. Yes, some 2 minutes and 29 seconds into the first half as the keeper spots the ball here at the circle and boots it up the field. Missed kick there by the number 3 for Vivian, and here we see the player picking up and boots the ball up forward, only to be blocked there by the defender there for Morris. Here we see Vivian trying to come away with it, and the ball is being played in a bundle here. Here we see number 7 clearing upfield, only to be intercepted there by the Vivian Vanterpool player, who boots the ball downfield, and the player there challenged by number 7 for Vivian, trying to get away with it. Here we see number 7 square into center circle, and here we see the player number 15 dribbling away with it, but it's bundled off the ball there, and the next player bundled off the ball, and it's a free kick, an infringement in the center circle, and to Morris, to Vivian Vanterpool, that is. Here we see the number 3 is over the ball right now. He leaves it and leaves it there. Here we see it's a big kick being taken and intercepted there by Vivian Vanterpool, but the ball goes into touch for a corner kick there for Vivian. So Vivian, boys are really putting on the pressure and turning up the screws here as they have gotten a corner over on the far right side of the Morris defensive third. Here we see kick being taken, chipped over nicely, collected there by the Morris player, who's coming away with it, intercepted there by Vivian, blocked there by Morris in the center of the field, and here we see Morris coming away with it. Ball being pushed further wide, but only to be intercepted there by the number 3 player for Vivian Vanterpool. And yes, here we see Morris. Yes, Vivian Vanterpool there going through, but goalkeeper picking up their tray, picking up there nicely, and it's a kick, actually, a foul on the keeper. Here we see the kick being taken, big kick there, nice kick too, taken far left, and here we see the player picks up and tries to dribble, but loses out to number 7, and the ball goes into touch for a throw-in to the Morris Vanterpool on the attacking left side of the field. Here we see the throw being taken down further left, intercepted there by number 7, and the ball being put into touch for a throw-in there to Vivian. So it's still nil all here. 5 minutes and 25 minutes and 26 seconds into the game here, with Morris and Vivian Vanterpool doing battle here in this night encounter here this afternoon. Here we see the player throw being taken, collected there by Morris, squeezed forward, loses out, but and he is just where he passes the ball from, he stayed and collected it again, and is adjudged to be offside there, right down in on the edge of the just about close to the corner flag there. Here we see number 3 over the ball, Vivian. Yes, here we see the kick being taken, cleared by Morris, and here we see collected here by number 3 for Vivian again, who boots the ball upfield. Here we see Morris coming away with it, squeeze it to center circle, only as far as the number 5 player there for Vivian, who clears upfield. Number 3 picks up and chips it over, and here we see the player trying to run onto it, but he won't catch that one as the ball goes into touch for a goal kick there to the Morris Vanterpool school. So it's still 0-all here. Morris Vanterpool coming up against Vivian Vanterpool here this afternoon. Here we see the kick being taken down center field, collected there by the Morris player and blocked there by number 15 there for Vivian, who boots the ball upfield. and the ball further right, cut out and intercepted there by Maurice Van der Poel. Here we see the player streaming down the right side. Maurice streaming down the right side and just tried to cut but misses, and the ball intercepted there by Vivian. And here we see the Maurice player collecting that loose ball, but is adjudged to be offside here. And here we see number 5, number 7 and number 3 close by there. Here we see number 5 over, just about to take the kick, and here we see, and he passes it wide to number 3, who collects and boots it further upfield, only to be blocked there by the Maurice Van der Poel player. Number 3 collects again, and here we see the defender there for Maurice boots it upfield, and the ball cleared by number 5 but ricocheted and is collected by number 7. And here we see the Maurice player as he's challenged by number 7, squares and passes forward. And here we see intercepted there by number 7. Passes further upfield and cut out there by the defender there from Maurice. And here we see ball again with Vivian Van der Poel. Maurice intercepts and the ball being cleared into touch for a throw-in to Maurice Van der Poel's goal. It is 8 minutes and 42 seconds into the first half. Here we see the ball is with Vivian, cut out there by Maurice, and here we see the number 5 player there for Vivian booting the ball upfield, and as the player tried to go get around the Maurice Van der Poel defender there, but stripped there, and here we see Maurice streaming down the left. Player streaming down the left, still streaming down the left, and the heavy touch takes it to the number 7, who collects but loses it to the player there, and there is a shot at goal, but the keeper seems to have a little bit of butterfingers there, but collected on the second attempt and boots the ball upfield. Here we see Vivian Van der Poel streaming down the right side, and there's a shot, but ball trickles to the keeper Trey there, who clears upfield. Big kick upfield, and collected here by Maurice, loses to number 7. Number 7 dribbles for the right, only to find the Maurice player there, who squeezes the ball center circle and loses it there, and it's an infringement handball. Accidentally, the referee adjudged handball there. I think that was more ball to hand than hand to ball. Here we see number 3 with a big clearance. Cut out there by the Maurice Van der Poel, and the ball booted back downfield. Number 3 again collects, boots further to his right, and the ball goes into touch. Is that an offside? Yes. Player judged to be in an offside position, so it's an offside. It's an offside. You're not missing any football. The player just being held up here for an offside kick, and here we see Maurice with it. Ball booted upfield. Here we see the player on the left side for Maurice loses out, and flag goes up for an offside against the Maurice Van der Poel player there on the far left side. So the scores in the match is still 0-0. In this night encounter here, we see the kick being taken, cut out there by the Maurice Van der Poel player, and here we see Maurice trying to come away with it again, but the heavy touch, okay, the ball being cleared upfield by number 5, and ricocheted and went into touch for a goal kick there to the Vivian Van der Poel school. Both teams are just trying to, gather themselves and to be in the ascendancy here this afternoon. There's still no goals in the match, as it's 0-0. Here we see the keeper booting the ball upfield, cut out and missed there by the defender there. And here we see Vivian Van der Poel, and there is a tussle there for it, and the player being just eased off of the ball there, and is seems to caught a heavy fall there, but it's up now, and play will continue. Referee just going over to check just to make sure that he is okay, and everything is fine and dandy, that is. Here we see Trey spotting the ball on the edge of his box, and is just about to boot the ball upfield. And here's he goes again wide, and collected there but stripped there by the player there. Here we see player Morris again coming away with it but loses out, and here we see Morris coming away with it. Morris coming away with it. Morris coming away with it. Ball being cut out there by the number 3 player there, and it's blocked, and it's an infringement against Vivian. The number 3 player there judged to have fouled number 5, that is, and so it's an infringement and a free kick there on the part of Morris Vanterpool. Here we see the shot coming over and headed away there. Here we see Morris trying to come away with it, and there's a shot at goal but cleared there by number 5, collected there by the Morris Vanterpool player, who's trying to come further left, and the ball being booted down further left, collected here by the Morris Vanterpool player. Tries to dribble to number 7, loses out to number 7. Here is number 7, dribbles the man, and here we see still with it, but only passes it to the Morris Vanterpool player. Here we see the Morris player now, and here we see number 3 coming over in stout defense, and had to put that one out for a corner kick to Morris Vanterpool. Number 3 putting that one out on some heavy challenge here this afternoon, and it's some 14 minutes and 12 seconds into the match. Morris Vanterpool 0, Vivian Vanterpool 0. Here you see the corner kick being taken, collected there by number 3, who boots the ball upfield only as far as the number 4 player there, who misses out and picks up again and boots the ball back downfield, but is fiercely challenged and quickly challenged there by the player there for Vivian, the number 15 player for Vivian, and putting that ball into touch for throwing to the Morris Vanterpool school. Here we see the throw quickly taken downfield, and the player squares but tries to square the ball across. He tries to cross it, but putting it into touch for a goal kick to Vivian Vanterpool. Yes, and the ball being cleared, and here we see Morris coming away with it again. Morris is coming away with it. Morris is coming away with it. The ball being put into touch for a throw-in to the Vivian Vanterpool school. Yes. Yeah, the throw being taken as vision is obscured a little bit. Here is Morris coming away. Player tries to get around the man. The ball is booted up forward field, and there's a handball. The judge there, handball. Yes, handball adjudged there by the referee. Like I said again, that was like more hand to ball to hand than hand to ball, but referee sees it differently and has given a free kick. There's a 2-man wall. Yes, there's a 2-man wall there as we see the players over the ball, and what is he going to do? Okay, he leaves it for his other player, and here we see it. Shot being taken, yes, but ricocheted off the post and is cleared out, and here we see Vivian Vanterpool coming away with it. Our player dribbles further to his right, still with it, but is intercepted there by the defender there for Morris, as Morris coming away with it, and is an infringement for a kick there. Yes, as an infringement just outside of the center circle there of the Morris Vanterpool half, and the ball is with the Vivian Vanterpool. Yes, here we see a shot being taken and goal headed out stoutly there by the defender there, collected by the two Morris players, who is blocked there by the Vivian Vanderpool players, blocked there by the Morris players. And here we see Vivian Vanderpool coming away with it, cleared there by the player there for Vivian Vanderpool. Here we see Morris coming away. Here we see Morris trying to come away with it, trying to get around the man, and the ball rolls and the keeper clears. Here we see Morris coming away with it again, dribbles past one, squares it to the center, farther right. Here we see a stout clearance there by the number 5 defender there for Vivian Vanderpool School, and the ball being put into touch for a throw-in in favor of Morris. Yes, really tight action here this afternoon, and the game is really keenly contested. Here we see the throw being taken, picked up there by the number 15 player from Morris, who loses out. Vivian, who loses out there to the Morris player, and number 2 there for Vivian, clearing out stoutly. And here we see a play infringement against the Vivian Vanderpool primary, right in the center of the field. And here we see the players over the ball now. Yes. As we wait, and there's some substitute being made. The kick being taken and the ball being put into touch for a goal kick there to Vivian Vanderpool. So it's still 0-0 here this afternoon, in this evening, in this encounter. Some 19 minutes into the first half. Here we see Morris coming away with it, blocked there by number 3, who's trying to get around his man, loses it there. And here we see the player here squares the ball across the field, but it goes further across. And here we see a shot on goal, but very weak one, that is. I don't think the player looked up enough and saw that he had time to just placed it further in goal, but just putting it wide. Here we see the clearance being taken. Here we see number 3 with it as he boots it upfield. They are trying to find his player there on the far left, only to be intercepted by the Morris Vanderpool player, who's dribbling down the left, loses it, but won it back again, and he squares it across. And here we see here we see the player that straight down the field, and it was a shattered goal, but the keeper right in the position blocked it with his feet. And here we see Morris coming away with Vivian, but Morris is trying to regain position. Here we see Vivian dribbles past one. Here we see Vivian Vanderpool streaming down to the right side, and is fouled there by the defender there on the far right in the defensive third of the field. Yes, so that shot was dead center, but the keeper was right at the right place at the right time, and just blocking that one with his feet, and see the ball being put upfield. Yes, so you see the free kick being taken, and the ball put into touch for a goal kick, and that is spotted by Trey, who seems to just be kicking out the ball nicely here this afternoon. And yes, kick being taken to his far left, intercepted there by the player, but loses out there to the player there for Vivian, and he tries to shoot at goal, but very tame shot into the hands of the custodian. Here we see Morris loses it out there to number 7, number 7 loses it to the Morris player, who's trying to come forward, squeeze it to the middle, and there's a clearance, a half-hearted clearance there by the number 5 player. Here we see Vivian. Vivian trying to go through the middle, loses out there to the central defender, and here is ball. The ball is with Morris, who pushes further left, and there is an infringement. Flag goes up for an infringement. Interesting to see where the kick is going. So foul against the Morris boys, and the kick being taken. Here you see the number 7 boots the ball upfield. Ball travels straight down to the center, and here comes Trey off his line and collects, boots upfield. Here we see the player coming through with it, blocked there, and the ball goes into touch for a throw-in to Maurice Vanterpool. So throw-in to Maurice Vanterpool. Yes, scores in the match still 0-0, and here we see some instructions being given by the referee's assistant there, number 7 for Morris. The throw is being taken. Here we see number 7 squares the ball across, and here we see there's a block there by number 7 for Vivian, who boots the ball upfield, and there's an infringement there on the part of the Morris Vanterpool school. Number 3 there, picking up that, number 7 for Morris, picking up that foul on number 3 there for Vivian, and you see number 3 just about to take that free kick now. Yes, here we see a big boot upfield, only as far as the defender there for Morris, who collects and squares in center, and here we see Morris going for the left as he tries to dribble past the man, but number 7 defending stout and nicely. Here we see the player trying to dribble past the man and try to score it to the player there who was blocked there by number 5, and here we see Morris coming away with it again, but defended stoutly and into touch for a corner kick to the Maurice Vanterpool school. So the scores in the match is 0-0, Maurice Vanterpool 0, Vivian Vanterpool 0. Some 24 minutes and 37 seconds into the second half as the kick's being taken. Here we see Morris with it. Vivian, number 7, picks up and tries to clear, but loses it to the player there who tries to dribble, and here we see the ball being cleared and put into touch for a goal kick to the Vivian Vanterpool school. So it's still 0-0 here at the Raymond E. Gishard Stadium, with the Maurice Vanterpool school in the white and green with black trousers going up against the Vivian Vanterpool school, and it's still 0-0. It's still 0-0. It's still 0-0. Yes, here we see the kick being taken, only as far as the player there, and here we see Morris coming away with it again, loses out there to number 7, who loses out there to the Morris player. The Morris player picks up and tries to dribble, only to be intercepted there by the number 7 there for Vivian Vanterpool, and there's a clearance and into touch for a throw-in to the Vivian Vanterpool school. Yes, 25 minutes and 51 seconds into this first half in this night encounter. Here we see the throw taken, collected there by Morris, and the ball goes into touch again for another throw-in there to Morris, further downfield in the attacking third of the Maurice Vanterpool half. Here we see the throw being taken, and the Morris player picks up and trying to clear, but it's crowded there by 2 players up for Vivian Vanterpool. And here we see Morris coming away with it. 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 Here is Morris coming away with it. Morris is coming away with it, and squares it in. And number 7 there, doing some fine work from the edge of his back, running all the way through to the center, and almost got in and goal, but was challenged stoutly, and as he crosses the ball, was blocked and into touch for a corner kick. Yes, Still 0-0 here this afternoon. Some 27 minutes and 13 seconds. Yes, see, corner kick taken, but he missed it, and he messed it up quite a bit. He just kicked that ball directly into touch for a goal kick there to the Vivian Vanterpool School. Yeah. Yes. So we see the kick taken. Number 3 tries to clear, and here is a big shot at goal, and well done there by the number 5 central defender there, hitting that one off the volley and clearing it wide. But here is Morris again, picking up from center circle and moving further left. Here you see the player streaming down to the left, blocked there, and number 7 there dribbles the player up the side of his defensive third, loses out there and recovered nicely, and the ball put it into touch for a throw-in by the number 3 player there for Vivian Vanterpool for a throw-in for Morris. So taken quickly. Here's a player trying to control, but just putting that ball into touch for a goal kick to the Vivian Vanterpool School. So score still in the match. No one has seen the back of the net yet. Here we see the clearance from the goalkeeper, only as far as the Morris Vanterpool player, who loses out to number 3 there, who boots up field and collected there by the defender there for Morris, who boots the ball back downfield. So here is the number 3 with it in the center circle, tries to clear upfield, but only as far as the Morris player. And here you see 2 Morris players on the left flank. The Morris player dribbles past one, and he's dribbling, he crosses, and the ball is being cleared viciously by the number 5 and into touch for a corner kick there to the Morris Vanterpool School. It's 29 minutes and 19 seconds into the match, and it's live football action here from the Raymond E. Gishad Stadium, with the Morris Vanterpool School coming up against the Vivian Vanterpool School. And here we see the player is just about to have that corner kick been taken. Whistle is blown, and we wait the kick. Here we go. Seems to be a substitute being made here by the player, by the coach of the Morris Vanterpool School, just giving the player a breather. Here we see the corner kick coming across, and it's cleared there by the number 7 player all the way up to the center circle, collected there by the defender there for Morris Vanterpool. Here we see Morris trying to come away with it. Morris coming away with it, but blocked and cleared there by number 5, who's playing stout central defender. Here we see the number 7 for Morris, loses it out to the number 5 there for Vivian, and has won it back there again. Here we see number 7 tries to dribble and square the ball in the middle, but only as far as the Vivian Vanterpool number 7, who clears up field and intercepted there by Morris, who boots back downfield, and here the ball is with Vivian Vanterpool. Number 3 tries to dribble, but only to be blocked there by the Morris Vanterpool player. The ball is booted back upfield. Here we see Morris coming away with it. Morris is coming away with it. It's getting close to half time. Morris is coming away with it. Loses it to number 9 there, and who boots it upfield, but only as far as the number player there for Morris Vanterpool, who thought they had a true pass there, but only collected there by the stout defending there of the Vivian Vanterpool School. Here we see the number 5 for Vivian. Ball is being cleared and into touch for a goal kick there to Vivian Vanterpool. Some 31 minutes and 26 seconds into this first half, so just about any time now we'll hear the whistle of the referee as he looks at his watch. As here we see the goalkeeper has spotted the ball and is just about to clear. You see the clearance being taken, and the ball collected there by Morris, and there's a big boot upfield there to the Vivian Vanterpool number 9, who tries to get around 2 men but loses it to the Morris player. And here is Morris coming down the right side of the defensive third for the Vivian Vanterpool. Tries to square, but is blocked there by number 5 again, who clears the ball upfield. And here we see Vivian with it. Vivian with it. And has been tackled there. And the ball almost gone into touch. But here we see Morris coming away with it. Dribbling away with it. Dribbling away with it. And the ball ricocheting off of the defender there, the number 5 defender, and going into touch for a corner kick for Morris. Yes, it should be anytime halftime now, because they won't much into time into this match, but it's a corner kick. And here we see here we see a corner kick to be taken. And the ball is being put into touch for a goal kick from a corner kick, so not well taken. I think he missed the chance of having the ball coming over, but so wait. And here we see the goalkeeper spotting, and only as far as the player there, but to no serious damage, as the halftime whistle has come to a close here now, and we have seen no goals yet in this half, but we look forward for you joining us in the second half when we'll bring you the match Maurice Vanterpool against Vivian Vanterpool. Yes, welcome back again here at the Raymond E. Gishard Stadium with the second half of our nightcap here with the Morris Vanterpool Primary School coming up against the Vivian Vanterpool School. At halftime, it's still 0-all. No goals has been scored as yet, but we're looking forward to another splendid 30 minutes of football here this evening, and we do hope that you enjoying it as we bring it to you live here from the Raymond E. Gishard Center. So here we see the ball is with Morris. Morris trying to mount an attack here, but blocked there, and here we see Morris coming away with it again. Here we see the player trying to really force his way into the box, but ball being put into touch, actually blocked there for a corner kick there to be taken on the far left side of the Vivian Vanterpool half here this afternoon. It's still evening. Yes, I'm saying afternoon, but it's way into the evening actually. Some 15 minutes moving up its way to 7 o'clock. And here we see an infringement there on the part of the Morris Vanterpool player, and free kick just to be taken here by the Vivian Vanterpool School. Here we see the players, they are both trying to work out which one. Yes, and here we see kick being taken by number 3. Yes, intercepted there by the Morris Vanterpool School. And just being held up here because we are running 2 games simultaneously here this afternoon, and so just held the play up to for the ball trickling over on the other half. On the other half we have the Aurelia Kelly versus the Adrian T. Kelly in a ding-dong encounter over there. Here we see the play being ball being put into touch. Here we see Morris trying to come away with it. Morris trying to come away with it, but intercepted there by Vivian Primary School. Here we see a challenge coming in there, and there's an infringement there against the Vivian Primary School, as we see the referee with a signal up here. And just 2 minutes and 6 seconds into the second half. Still early days yet. Scores 0-0. Here you see the kick being taken and the ball being put into touch. And not a really good free kick at all here this evening. A ball going way wide for a goal kick for the Vivian Primary. So it's Vivian 0, Morris 0. Live action here at the Raymond E. Gishard Stadium. Here you see the goal kick being taken only as far as the Morris player who tries to dribble. Here we see Morris coming away with it. And there's a block there as Morris trying to mount an attack, and the flag goes up. What's the call? We see the referee jogging over to his assistant. What's the call here this evening? The play being held up just a little bit. They're being held up just a tad bit here. Not missing any play. You're not missing any play, but just some instructions from the referee here this evening. And we await the kick of the. Here we see ball has been put into play. Here we see the dribble in nicely. Vivian Vanterpool Primary, the number 3 player dribbling the man there in the center circle, but loses out to Morris, and Morris is going further right, blocked there by the defender there for Vivian Vanterpool, and the ball goes into touch for a corner kick for Morris Vanterpool. So it's still 0-0. Quite a stalemate here this evening, and Yeah. So we see here the players on the left side of the Vivian primary. Here you see Morris coming away with it. Collected there by the keeper there. And as he clears out, yes, ball being headed up and intercepted there by the Morris player. And Morris pushing further forward. And here you see the player trying to get around a man, loses it, and the ball goes. They're still on the far left side of the Vivian Vanderpool Primary School half. Here you see Vivian coming away with it now as the clearance being made. Passes to the man there in the center of the circle. He loses it and collected there again by Vivian. Here you see Vivian coming further forward. Vivian moving, coming away with it. Collected there by the defender there for Morris. And Morris going down the right. Ball squared there, but only as far as the Vivian Vanderpool defender there. And here we see Morris in the middle of the field, collects and loses there. And here we see Morris here. Morris trying to mount an attack here this afternoon. Collected there by the Vivian Vanderpool player who boots the ball all the way upfield. Collected there and missed there by the defender there, but recovered nicely. And Morris putting on the pressure. Ball being squared upfield. Collected there. Here we see the player there, the defender there, covering nicely as he's trying to get away from his man there. Touched it to the center of the half as the ball being played further forward. And here we see ball intercepted there by Morris. Morris moving down on the left side. Morris on the left side. A shot but blocked. Here we see Vivian trying to clear, but only as far as Morris defender there on the right side. Here you see the shot and goal, but the keeper is a shot and goal, and there's a flag that is up. What is the problem here? There is a flag, and I'm not sure what is happening. There's a flag, but I'm not sure what the signal is. We're waiting for a signal. Okay, signal for substitute. So the play is being held up here. You're not missing any football. It's just some formalities, and here you see the clearance. Picked up there by the Vivian primary. Dribbles past one as he's trying to dribble past the man again, but it's stripped there. And here we see Morris mounting a corner attack. And there is a shot and goal. The keeper collects. Weak shot, that is. Shot and goal. Weak keeper collects. 7 minutes 44 seconds into the second half. And there's still no goals in the match. 0-0. It's still 0-0. And here we see the clearance. Picked up there in the center circle by Vivian. Pass further central there, but loses out there to Morris, who trying to force their way to the attacking third of the Vivian Vanderpool, but to no avail. And there's an infringement on the far left side of the attacking third of the Vivian Vanderpool primary. Who's going to get that first goal here this afternoon? We're still searching for this first goal here this evening. It's football, live football action at the Raymond E. Gishard Technical Center. Vivian Vanderpool against the Morris Vanderpool School. Here we see the shot taken and cleared there. Here we see the player dribbling. Morris, Vivian trying to come away with it. Dribbles, Vivian dribble, and there's a shot and goal, and it's a goal. Goal! Morris Vanderpool going down 1-0. Vivian putting that ball in the old onion bag in the 39th minute here this afternoon and getting their first goal here to go up 1-0. 1-0 in favor of the Vivian Primary School. Yes. Splendidly worked there this afternoon. Here we see Morris with it now. As the ball being cleared upfield, blocked there by the Vivian Van der Poel player. Here we see a big clearance there on from Vivian, collected there by Morris, and blocked there by Vivian, but won there by Morris as he tries to move forward. The ball being cleared upfield. It's collected there by Morris, who's pushing on the pressure. Here we see Morris. But the ball goes into touch for a goal kick there to Morris Van der Poel. Yes. Yes, so it's live action here. You can hear the crowd and everyone out there. Exciting action here on both ends of the spectrum here with the 4th edition of the National Commercial Bank Primary School competition, and this competition is actually in its 28th year of primary school football. Here you see the clearance. Here we see Vivian Van der Poel coming away with it, but loses it, and the ball being cleared upfield and into touch for a throw-in to the Vivian Van der Poel school. Yes, live action here this afternoon. Yes. You see the plays with Morris now. Morris streaming down to their right side. Loses out and the ball being squared. And the ball being booted upfield. There here you see Morris coming away down the center. Blocked there by the Vivian. Blocked there by Morris. And here we see Morris with it again. And there's a shot and goal. Yes, these vision here has been obscured here this afternoon. Here we see Morris trying to come through here this afternoon. Morris coming away with it. Ball being passed further wide. Intercepted there and ricocheted by Vivian Van der Poel primary. And there's an infringement. Yes, there's an infringement here. Yes, infringement. And the free kick goes to Vivian Van der Poel school, leading by a score of 1-0. 12 minutes and 18 seconds into the second half. So substitute being made there by Morris. Here you see the kick being taken, blocked there by the Morris Van der Poel. Here you see Vivian trying to come away with it, and there's a clearance there. Only as far the number 4 there from Morris, who's streaming down his right side. Tried to beat the man, but is blocked there on the right side here this afternoon. Losing my vantage point a little bit. Just throw in. Here you see Morris coming away with it. Streaming down the right side. Morris is streaming down the right side. And there's blocked there by the defender there. And ball being put into touch for a corner kick. That's a corner kick for Morris Van der Poel. They're moving very slow. They're not noticing that they're at least behind by 1-0. You see the ball has gone further away from the field as they try to retrieve it now. So you're not missing in the play. The ball being put into touch for a corner kick to Morris Van der Poel school. It's still 1-0 in favor of Vivian. 1-0 in favor of Vivian Van der Poel. Yes. Yes. The goal on the other side. You're hearing the crowd roar. Here's a corner kick. Taken nicely by Morris Van der Poel, behind by a score of 1-0. Here we see Morris, and the ball collected there by the keeper, and he boots it upfield. Here we see Morris now. Here we see Morris. Morris trying to come away with it. The ball being intercepted there by Vivian Van Der Poel. And here we see Vivian trying to find that elusive equalizer here this afternoon. Intercepted there by Vivian. And Vivian ball being pushed further right. Here we see Vivian coming away with it. Tries to dribble a man, but only as far as the Morris Van Der Poel player, who just tamely booted that ball out and into touch for a throw in there to Vivian. You see, throw taken quickly, only as far as the Morris Van Der Poel player, who tries to beat a man, only to find the defender there for Vivian. Here we see Morris trying to come away with it. Morris trying to get around a man. Here we see Morris trying to dribble. Dribble the man, dribble one, squeeze far to the right side, and the ball intercepted there by the Vivian Van Der Poel primary defender. And here we see the ball all the way, touched all the way back to the keeper, and he gives a big clearance here. Here we see the player. There's a clearance there by the Morris Van Der Poel player, and is offside here. Linesman is out of position, but I guess the player was big offside. So Morris Van Der Poel 0, Vivian Van Der Poel 1. Morris Van Der Poel 0, Vivian Van Der Poel 1. Here we see kick being taken. Boots upfield, intercepted there by the Vivian Van Der Poel player, who tries to square further wide. Here we see Vivian coming away with it. Here we see the Vivian player trying to come away with it. The Vivian player trying to come away with it. Yes, trying to come away with it nicely. Yes, here we see the players there. A little bit obscured in front of here. Yeah. And here we see the infringement on behalf of the player there for Island Harbour. An infringement. And finally the spectator has gone to sit. We have so many seats, so much seats here, and player just standing up on the outside. But that's what it is. So yes, the player has been attended to, and we're just about to get our play restarted again. Yes. Not missing any play. The ball is still a dead ball. There's some instructions by officials. I'm trying to get the instructions taken clear. And referee is going to play a drop ball here. Okay, so the ball is off in play, in touch again. And here we see Adrian. That's it, Adrian. I'm saying Adrian. Adrian is on the other end. Here is Vivian Van Der Poel. Here's Vivian Van Der Poel. Here's Vivian Van Der Poel coming away with it. Vivian Van Der Poel, but it's bundled off the ball. I think that could have judged to be a foul there, but referee let play continues here, and Morris coming away with it. Morris is coming away with it, trying to go further to the right, but cut out there by the defender there for Vivian Van Der Poel. Here we see Vivian Van Der Poel coming away with it. Vivian is coming away with it. Squeeze down further to the right attacking third. Here we see the player, the Vivian Van Der Poel player, loses it there to the Morris defender there in the center of the circle. And here we see Vivian. Vivian, they're trying to defend strongly. As Morris trying to come through here, and the ball being cleared upfield, intercepted there by Morris. Here we see Vivian coming away with it, dribbling past, and here we see the ball, the clearance there from the defender there, as far as the Vivian Vanderpool player. Here we see loses it to Morris. Here we see Morris. Here we see Morris. Here we see Morris. And there is a shot at goal, but the keeper is right in position and collects nicely and boots up field. But the ball is with Morris again. 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 Intercepted there by Vivian. Intercepted there by Vivian Vanderpool primary. Yes, here we see Morris coming away with it on the far right side. Square further forward. And there is the block there by the defender there. There's some tussling going on there for ascendancy defending. And here we see the ball is with Morris again. Ball is with Morris again. Morris trying to find an elusive equalizer. Ball squares in the middle. And here's the player. Here's the Morris. Blocked there for a shot there and goal. And here we see the two players jostling for the ball here. And Morris coming away with it here this afternoon. Morris trying to find that equalizer here this afternoon. Ball goes further right. Ball is still with Morris as the players dribbling, going further right as the defender comes across, and there's a shot and goal, but the keeper is right in position and collects nicely. Clearance taken, and here we see the player for the Vivian Vanderpool primary. Overcrowded here, but coming away with it still, and picked up there by Vivian Morris Vanderpool primary. Here we see balls with Vivian. Here we see balls still with Vivian, and they are leading by a score of 1-0. Here we see the player dribbling nicely around. Here trying to come around, and here we see the two players here jostling for position, but cleared out nicely by the Morris Vanderpool primary, who's coming away with it, blocked there by the defender for Vivian, and the ball is booted further upfield there in the defensive third of Morris Vanderpool. Here we see Vivian collecting again at the center circle. Player dribbles a man, blocked there, and only to be cleared there by the Vivian primary school. Here we see the player trying to come away with it, but the ball is ended up into touch for a throw into Morris Vanderpool, still leading behind by trailing by a score of 1-0. It's Vivian Vanderpool 1, Morris Vanderpool 0. Here we see Vivian with it, tries to square the ball forward, but this time, yes, and there goes an offside flag. There goes a flag for offside. Is it? Yes, there goes the flag for offside. Some 23 minutes into this encounter, so we have another 7 more minutes into the match as the substitute comes in for the Morris Vanderpool primary. So they're still searching for that elusive equalizer here this afternoon. They are trailing by 1-0. Trailing by 1-0. Sorry about that. Here we see the clearance there, and the ball being played wide, and is the player going to catch it? Well, run nicely. Morris Vanderpool player picked up nicely, but then blocked there by the Vivian Vanderpool player. What has happened? The referee has stopped play. The referee had stopped play and adjudged the ball to have gone over the touchline, and so it's a throw in to the Vivian Vanderpool's primary, leading by a score of 1-0. Throw taken, cut out there by the Morris Vanderpool primary. Here we see the Vivian Vanderpool defender who boots the ball upfield, only to be intercepted there by the player there. Here we see Vivian coming away with it. Vivian coming away with it. The ball is booted downfield. Here we see Vivian coming away, but it just bundles off the ball a little bit. Here we see the player Morris with it now, blocked there by Vivian player, and here we see Vivian coming away with it. Yes, the ball being squared further wide, and yes, Morris trying to come away, but they're not stringing enough passes together. Here we see Morris. What is Morris going to do? Dribbling further wide, tries to get around his man, but is blocked, and the ball is being cleared and booted upfield. And here we see the player from Morris dribbles and beats two, and passes to his player there on the far right, who is streaming down the right side, and the ball is being put into touch for a throw-in to Morris Vanderpool, who is at the moment trailing by a score of 1-0. They are trailing by a score of 1-0, some 25 minutes and 20 seconds into the second half. It's Vivian Vanderpool 1, Morris 0. Morris still trying to find that elusive equalizer. Here we see the throw being taken, cut out there by the player, and linesman, referee's assistant has adjudged that it's a foul throw, and so the ball goes back to the Vivian Primary School. So throw being taken, and there's an infringement. Yes, there's an infringement. Throw. So it's throw. Okay. And so here we see Morris trying to stream down to the right, intercepted there by Vivian Vanderpool, and put into touch for another throw-in on the far left-hand defensive third of. I'm seeing some calls here that I'm not understanding at all, but that throw was for Morris, but the linesman are in a better vantage point than I am, so. Okay, just what I thought. Throw into Morris, yes. Throw into Morris. Throw taken and cleared stoutly there by the defender there for Vivian Vanderpool. He knows that the time is nearing some 3 minutes into this match. 2 minutes and 55 seconds, that is. Here we see the ball being booted downfield, and here we see Morris collects, dribbles the man, dribbles two, dribbles three, and is streaming down the middle. Here we see him going further left, blocked there by the defender there for Vivian Vanderpool, but Morris is coming away with it again. Morris still has it. Morris trying to get around, trying to get into the area, ball being pushed further wide as we see Morris squeeze it into the middle, only as far as the Vivian Vanderpool player, who clears, and it's blocked there, and there's an infringement there. Whistle blow for infringement. Yes. Whistle blow for an infringement. Yes, as some substitute being made, the noise in the background you're hearing is for goal that's been scored on the other end there in the other match that's being played here. But we are winding our way down here this evening. Winding our way down. It's 28 minutes and 33 seconds, and here we see the kick being taken. Yes, and here we see Morris trying to come away with it. Dribbles around the man and squeeze the ball into the net and into touch for a goal kick to the Vivian Vanderpool. Remember, it's Vivian Vanderpool 1, Morris Vanderpool 0. 29 minutes into the second half. 29 minutes into the second half. Just a minute and the injury time to go. Will Morris get that goal this afternoon? Will Morris get that elusive goal? Here we see Vivian Vanderpool. They are trying to eat some clock up, making some substitute. Here we see the player trotting off, and they are leading by 1-0. They are leading by 1-0. Here's the player sprinting on feverishly. Here we see the kick being taken, ball being booted upfield, blocked there by the Morris Vanderpool player. Here we see Morris. Here we see Morris. Here we see Morris trying to find a goal. There's a shot and goal, but blocked there. Here we see the player from on the right side from Morris picking the ball up and just trying to have a shot at goal, but placing it wide, and the ball goes into touch for a goal kick. Morris 0, Vivian Vanderpool 1. 30 minutes and we are into injury time now. Yes, we are into injury time, but it's 1-0 to Vivian. Here we see the kick being taken, only as far as the Morris defender there in the center circle. Here we see Morris dribbling further forward. Morris trying to dribble further forward and dribbles the ball into touch for a goal kick to Vivian Vanderpool School. So it's 1-0 to Vivian Vanderpool, and Morris has yet to see the back of the net, and we are winding down here our time. Here we see Vivian collected there by Morris. Morris moving further wide. Morris moving further left, and there's a shot at goal, but the ball is being cleared by the defender there, not taking any chances at all, clearing it and putting it into touch for a throw-in on the far end for Morris. Here we see the throw being taken quickly. Here we see Morris trying to come away. He dribbles a man, but dribbles and being forced back. Here we see Morris coming away with it. Ball is being booted upfield, but only as far as just outside of the half line. Here we see Morris again. Morris with it. Morris with it. Morris with it. Morris is with it. Morris with it. Morris with it. Yes, Morris is with it, but can't get around him. Can't get around the defender there, who boots the ball up forward only as far as the Morris player there, and there's an infringement. There is an infringement. Yes. So the free kick to the Vivian Vanderpool School, some 31 minutes and 51 seconds into this game. Anytime now we can hear the whistle. Yes, here we see Vivian Vanderpool. Yes, here we see Vivian Vanderpool trying to come away. Vivian Vanderpool trying to come away, and we see the player being caught in a very difficult position there, and only could put the ball into touch for a corner kick to Vivian. It's Vivian Vanderpool 1, Morris Vanderpool 0. 32 minutes and 28 seconds into the second half. In the dying stages now. Here we see the corner kick being taken. Corner kick to be taken, yes? You see the kick being taken, cut out there by the defender there, and it's blocked there by the defender there from Morris, who's trying to get downfield. Ball being booted upfield by Vivian Vanderpool. And here goes the... Is that an offside? Okay. Offside. I almost thought that I was hearing the sound of the final whistle there. But it's an offside call. It's Vivian Vanderpool 1, Morris Vanderpool 0. In our final game for this evening. You certainly sure can join us again tomorrow, Wednesday, when we bring you more live coverage. Here we see the kick being taken. And here we see Morris trying to come away with it. Morris streaming down the middle as the clearance blocked there, and ball being cleared upfield. But Morris trying to come away with it, loses it to Vivian Vanderpool as the player streams down to the further right side, and smartly pushes it further forward. But his striker there was adjudged to be in an offside position. When will the final whistle blow? When will we hear the final whistle? Here we see the defender is with it. He boots it upfield. And yes, he only as far as the Vivian Vanderpool defender, who boots it back upfield. Here we see Morris trying to come away with it. Vivian intercepted. Here we see Morris. There's a shot and goal, and the keeper collects nicely and boots the ball upfield, but only as far as the Morris defender. When will we hear the final whistle? Here we see Morris trying to have a shot at goal, but is cut out and put into touch there by the Vivian Vanterpool player. There is some 34 minutes and 45 seconds into the match. Not sure where the referee would have found all of this injury time, but it's Morris on the far right hand side of the defensive third for the Vivian Vanterpool. And as we await the throw-in now, as the coaches are still ringing the substitute, looking for that equalizer. Morris looking for that equalizer. Morris looking for that equalizer. Here we see the ball being intercepted and being pushed upfield by the Vivian Vanterpool school. Intercepted there by Morris and passes further wide right, and ball is collected there nicely by the keeper, who throws the ball. Ball goes into touch for a corner kick. Wow. So it's a corner kick. Let's see what the Morris Vanterpool is going to do with this corner kick. Kick comes in low and flat and is being cleared there by the defender there for Vivian Vanterpool as we await 36 minutes. Has gone into this final encounter. Like I said, I'm not sure where the referee found all of this injury time, but 6 minutes so far it is. Yes, you see the clearance again for another corner kick. Clearance for another corner kick here this afternoon, this evening, in this final encounter for this evening. Morris Vanterpool behind by a score of 1-0. So here we see the corner kick being taken, and there's another clearance again, ball being put into touch for a throw-in. When will we hear the final whistle? When will we hear the final whistle? And these people just keep coming here. Yes, when will we hear the final whistle this evening? Still waiting for the final whistle. 37 minutes, 2 seconds into the match. Ball is with the Vivian Vanterpool Primary School. Yes. That's that. Foul through. Foul through. Throw taken. Here is Vivian. What's the linesman? Has his flag up again? Oh, come on. Oh. What is this throw again? Another foul throw? It's a foul? Interesting. Here we see the kick being taken, intercepted there by the Morris Vanterpool, and there goes the final whistle. And so the Vivian Primary School coming away with the victory here this evening with a score of 1-0. We are happy that you could have taken the time to join us. We look forward for you joining us again when we bring you more live coverage of the primary school football competition right here at the Raymond Igishad Technical Center.